Welcome back to the eSports Report. Got some breaking news today on Twitter if you guys missed it. Revan JB is finishing classes this summer. He's going to be coming to join us on Tuesday. Well,
excited to see him again.
Little special event I've been working on. I got 90% of the details. Wait until I got 100 before we start promoting. But keep your eyes out on Monday after the X Games for all of that news. For now, though, we're going through our top 20 most impactful players to watch coming in to the X Games. These are the players who have the biggest influence on whether a team wins or loses and will be the key factors in helping their team secure a gold medal. Coming in at number 6, we had Saints. But Jack at number 5, this is someone that I can definitely see being at this position, but also arguing to be higher. We got Formal.
Oh yeah, Formal, such a dominant force for Optic Gaming, really leading the slaying with Scump throughout Season 2. There you can see the first time competing in his X Games history there. Matt Piper averaged a 1.19 overall KD in Season 2.
Good.
Yeah, not very good, okay. 1.75 uplinks per game, 32.38 kills per respawn in the slaying department. Hardpoint KD 1.16, CTF KD 1.33. Just really dominant overall, Chris. And the role he plays for Optic Gaming, he opens up the map for Scump to do whatever he wants.
Absolutely. Formal is the backbone. We've said that multiple times about other players. This is a guy who allows you to play it the way you want. He clears the lanes. He locks down sides. If you're playing CTF, you know they aren't going to steal your flag before you cap because of the way Formal plays in AW.
Oh, absolutely. And he's been so consistent as well. The big argument that Mr. X and I had in Season 1 was who's the more consistent player, Scump or Formal? At this point, you can still say the exact same thing. Number-wise, I believe him and Scump in Season 2 have like a 0.02 difference in their overall KD, always dropping massive numbers. But really, when you compare Formal's role and what he does for this team compared to our next top 3 players or top 4 players, honestly, they're all neck and neck.
And I have to say, when it comes down to the Formal versus Scump argument, I'm still going to side with Scump. I think it's going to be a very important player, as it always was back in Black Ops 2, even as an anchor to be that AR player. But for you to be able to stay consistent on the ultra-aggressive end, that's a little bit more impressive to me. But there are very few more impressive stats than what this man brings to the table. A 1.19, as you mentioned. S&D, a 1.75 is really what I think sets Formal apart from most of the other players we'll see in this top 5. Absolutely ridiculous S&D game. Sorry, it's actually a 1.04. Way off there. 1.33 CTF, though. He's able to get the job done.
Absolutely.
What do you like most about Formal on this Optic Gaming lineup specifically?
What I love about him is that pressure doesn't get to him. He gets into these events, and he just is the same player that you see time and time again. At the end of the UMG Cali first series, I interviewed Scump after they won the event. I said, Scump, what were you thinking? What did you tell your team as a captain role? And he was like, honestly, I was really scared. Like, I was kind of flustered sort of thing. And then Formal and Krim were there just to back him up and be like, hey, listen, we're good. We're going to go out there and win this. Karma was there to help him reset his mind. Then they went to that second series and 3-0'd. So you can kind of see Formal brings that stern attitude to their team. He only gets hyped when he does something incredible. I remember the one comeback uplink. He had like this ridiculous 7-piece and just yelled and would just start yelling random things. He's a playmaker. He's everything you want in a team. He's more than worthy of his top 5. You can obviously make the argument back and forth what we've seen so far in this top 20. The bigger name players always have more yells to be higher up just because of their overall how known they are. But we have a gameplay here from the UMG California Winners Finals, Optic Gaming versus E6, Game 3 Biolab Uplink. Let's take a look.
It's map number 1. Despite kills heavily in Optic Gaming's favor, Formal is 14-6 right now, maybe.
He's putting on a show right now, just picking up kills left and right. I mean, when he's comfortable, when he can rock that bow, lock down the drone spawn, he's going to put up just absolutely huge numbers. I expect to see him rolling throughout this one.
One thing I want to point out is, at the start of this game, E6 running heavy EMPs. Karma switched his class. He's going to be running EMPs now as well, just to try and get a little bit back at E6 for that. But oh no!
Maven. I thought that looked
Maven.
good. Karma just too short to hit the shot.
Oh, those 1-point throws are just 1 point you can't afford to miss. Both teams now, interestingly, missing 1-point throws as exit.
What? Okay.
All right.
I'm subbing in. Pause the game.
You go in one booth, I'll go in the other.
Yeah, let's just put Vin and I in, because apparently everyone needs a lesson here on how to aim.
You gotta be playing horse in private matches.
Is that 3 1-pointers that are missed?
Yeah, that's 3 1-point misses. The irony there is that was back-to-back. Optic gonna slay out E6 pretty heavily. Cade, top Eski's trying to pick up a couple of kills. I expect to see an
Don't
EMP.
throw it, just go for the dunk. You're gonna miss if you toss it. There's the dunk, 6-3 advantage for Optic.
1 minute left in round number 1 here in Biolab uplink. Karma on your screen. He's going to make his way back up towards the satellite drone. Reset point, picks up the kill, and Optic have full control of the uplink as soon as Karma figures out where it is. There it is. He's on a 4 streak as well, worth mentioning.
Yeah, 4 streak with a 5 streak from Fall before he drops. He's going to try to move through a turret, though. The dash just a little bit off. He's going to get taken out. Drone going to be down. Scump only one alive. He's got an ability to try and get this and
nice movement.
Just stay alive.
Can he go for one?
If he gets one, that'd be an incredible play. Sure, that's a tough shot though. You can't knock him on that one. That's a little bit more difficult when you have 2 players in front, bullets flying in. Can't blame him for that.
He's trying to dodge EMPs. He did really well to pick up the drone, dash back, and actually stay alive. Got himself in a position where he could take that as Ruiz picks up Karma. Scumpy able to pick up General. Now, E6 do have the drone in hand, and XM's going to hit Ice Tunnel, but unfortunately not going to be able to get very far. 8 seconds left. Can Krim get into it? What
was that? Stretch Armstrong? Yeah, he's looped his arm around the wall, bending his arm.
All right, that was
he really is a weirdo. What was that?
I don't know, but
I've heard of wall banged with a bullet. I didn't know you could wall bang with a fist.
Right?
These exosuits incredibly strong.
Turns into Mr. Stretch.
Yeah, what was that?
Just peeks around anyway. 6-3 in favor of Optic Gaming at the half. And really the story was there in that first half, Maeve. Optic Gaming with a lot of respawn drone control, picking up all the kills which really mattered, and then applied a lot of pressure. Couple of missed 1-point throws from both teams. How is that going to affect it at the end of the game?
Yeah, what was it? Do we have 2 or 3 misses for Optic? 1 or 2 for E6?
Yeah, it was 2 for Optic and 1 for E6, I believe.
All right, we see Ruiz here set up in a nice spot with the bow to try and lock down this drone spot. He has a couple players from Optic pushing towards purple. Will catch Formal off guard, able to take that one. As another player there, and Ruiz, we have just seen him crush several players throughout this series, putting on a show. We're with General now.
I like this
pushing.
play.
Ball getting forward, though.
Nice from General, picks up the melee. The drone is bouncing around in Optic's base, and they don't actually have green flag control. This could be a kill. Oh, no. Oh, he was able to pick it up, but if he'd have got that, maybe not to release for a 1-point throw and get a little bit of momentum. Exit recognizes now that most likely Optic Gaming going to wrap that over towards green. Cade in absolute no man's land. Scumpy should be able to score another 2-point play and extend that to an 8-3
Go
lead.
for 2. You are not aiming
the EMP!
Oh,
Gets
God.
it, though.
That was so close again. That's the second time we've seen E6 almost stop a dunk with the clutch EMP, but not able to shut it down there. Just a little bit too much effort out of Scump to fire it through. Now, drone control going to go to E6, going to be pushing forward. Just over a minute into this one. He does have a couple players leading the way for him right now. He's got to get through. Does he go for the one? Can he hit it? It didn't release. Got stuck at the end of his hand. He is going to drop here into snow. Reset should be coming from Optic, and there it is.
Yeah, Krim just picked that drone up and ran straight towards the edge of the map. He was like, I'm making sure this bounces out if I die. So drone will be reset. So
and,
a little bit of time left.
Since the change with Nade, and we got this new squad here. It just seems like over the past month or two, we've seen Formal and Scump develop into this just absolute slaying duo. You see him at 29 and 14 with 2 uplinks, Scump with 6 uplinks at 19 and 16. These two are just unstoppable, Ben.
Yeah, they're really doing it all. Crimsix left, last man up for the squad momentarily. Drone is going to just dip straight towards mid-bio. It's going to be exit. Can he get the 1-point throw off this time? No. And not able to release it.
Props to Optic. They've killed him right before he's able to get out of his hands. The timing working in the favor. Cade destroys one before falling off the map. Formal able to toss it out.
Interesting. Formal may have been able to go for a 1-point play there, but decided instead to just throw it out. Had a teammate.
You don't usually see a reset from there.
I mean, he had Karma on the satellite drone respawn area, so he knew that no one from E6 had control of that. But again, a little mistake like that may cost the team at the end of the game. Still 2.5 minutes left. E6 down quite considerably. That was a huge throw, but it's not going to be able to connect.
Should be another reset here from Optic. Can he get it out? There it is.
Really struggling on this second side.
Yeah, they're struggling to get, well, not really struggling to get it forward, just struggling to turn it into points. They've had 1-point opportunities 2 or 3 times now. Optic shut down, and it's really just a reset game for Optic right now. Try to hold mid-map. If they get forward, get the kills, get it out. There's only 2 minutes to play right now. They have to overcome a 5-point deficit.
I just feel picking up those kills is the really big problem. As FORMAL actually managed to kill Emery Ruiz before being traded there by Cade. Exit does have the drone in hand. He's going to be top purple. He needs to be careful because play from Optic surrounding him. 2 minutes of game time left, and waiting for his teammates to pick up some kills. Exit still has the drone in hand, and at this point, it may be worth just throwing it on the drone, picking up your weapon, and see if you can pick up some kills, but that's not going to be the case, and once again, Optic Gaming with a good, solid defensive
And
stand.
I bet we see another reset. There it is. We're going to see a lot of that as Optic is controlling the scoreboard. They're controlling the time. You see a 2-piece on the board there for Karma. But talking about FORMAL again, 34 and 18 is just ridiculous numbers in this particular game type. Look at just the kills compared to everyone else. I mean, he's got 10 to 15 more than everyone else in the entire game. Slaying coming through for Optic.
Yeah, he's picking up a lot of kills, and that's really been the problem for E6. No kind of counter to that. You know, you have Emery Ruiz, don't get me wrong, playing very well, 26 and 23, but if someone's dropping 36 kills against you, you're always going to struggle, especially in a game type like Uplink.
Yeah, and again, most of those kills, he's got the bow in and around the drone spawn. Just able to get on head glitch, able to get on second story, and just pick up kill after kill after kill from a relatively safe position, and just putting up monster numbers. Krem able to get forward. Does he get the 1-pointer off before comes through? He does actually get that through. Nice shot, because that was a tough one.
Yeah, 48 seconds left. I think it's fair to say Optic Gaming should be able to pick up this map. I'd be very surprised. Just one reset really will secure the victory, because you can see E6 go for 3 2-point plays. They're going to have any chance of coming back. Crim6 picks up one. The drone is escaping towards bottom elbow. That's going to be Exit, but he dips back towards bottom purple. 3 players go down. Emery Ruiz, last man up, 30 seconds left. Able to pick up the drone, but Karma just turns around, slaps him across the face, and says, peace out. 23 seconds left. That is going to be game 2-1 now in favor of Optic Gaming in the series.
And you talked about it beforehand. E6 need to steal the S&D. Optic needs to take the respawns, and so far...
All right, so most of that game, FORMAL basically double positive. I felt like we were just watching a highlight video of people dying to FORMAL.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. It just showed that whenever they would try to get the drone in anywhere but an advantageous position, they would just be cut down. Their lead blocker would die. That would open up the sub-players on Optic Gaming to flood in, pick up the kill on the drone carrier, and that's why E6 barely got their hands on the drone further than halfway across the map. Yeah, they would get it into like purple and then just die. That was really it.
And I love the way Optic trusts FORMAL to play that last man, that last line of defense, or kind of just a defenseman purely in those games. He had that 1-point opportunity. Instead, tossed it off the map. They plan on letting Karma get the new ball, and FORMAL was just in charge of slaying. He knows his role. He doesn't try and play outside of that role. And I think that is the stability that helps make Optic so strong. The green wall holding strong. Number 4, though, let's keep it moving. We're taking it to FAZE. HUKE, you put at number 4, Jack, with Max. How did HUKE land so high on this list?
He just is absolutely dominant. It's just very consistent across all game modes. The 1.14 overall KD, just the exact same there in Search and Destroy. His slaying numbers just above 31 kills per respawn. Just shy of 3 uplinks per game. This guy is all over the map at all times. Our CTF player of the season for Season 2. Chris, he's involved in so many crucial kills for his team. It's not garbage kills. Like, yes, I'm sure he could be even more positive. He was just playing more of a simple Slayer role where he just sits back, picks up the kills, moves methodically. HUKE is the type of player to get in your face with his weapon, take you out when you're carrying the flag, when you're carrying the drone, when you're playing for that objective play. He will cut you down. In CTF, he was just shy of 3 returns and defense per game, some of the highest numbers we saw from players. Crazy numbers from him all season long, and what we've seen since he was on Carnage all the way back in the beginning of AW, he has climbed the ladder from these teams, and it's for a good reason. He is the player where if he can stay consistent this event, he will keep FaZe above water, and that's why we had players like Enable and Slasher right behind him in these numbers, because if they can then play to their best abilities too, you know HUKE is just going to bring them above and beyond.
I was just kind of comparing the numbers side by side with FORMAL. So when it comes to overall, Katie, FORMAL has a 1.19. When it comes to their search game, HUKE, he's got 0.1 higher than FORMAL, a 1.14 S&D to a 1.04. Their uplink, he has more than a goal and 0.2 higher than FORMAL there. Hardpoint is the one area that he drops off a little bit behind Formal. But overall, are you looking for HUKE to stay purely with a bow? Does he ever pull out the SMG? What should people look for him? What is his role come X Games?
I think it's the big thing in regards to hardpoint is just the different type of play style between Formal versus HUKE. Formal is going to be the type where on, let's say, retreat hardpoint, when you go to that bottom dirt hill, he's going to be the one going right for the jungle spawn and holding that down for his team, giving him less of a chance of getting in those up-close gunfights inside the hill. HUKE's the type who will go down, kill the person at jungle, and then hop in the hardpoint and get that extra time for his team, those extra couple of seconds.
A little scrappier.
Yeah, he's just a little bit more of a player who will just get in your face at all times, where with Formal, a lot of people say he's just always in the right position with that bow to win a gunfight. He's just going to be the one that's just kind of scanning the map, takes you out here, gets his team to spawn. HUKE is the type where I'm going to kill you here, I'm going to kill you here, and I'm going to hop in and kill your objective player too, and then get a couple seconds.
Matt tells the story time and time again of how he first heard of the HUKE guy because he dropped 70 kills against Matt in a game of AW. A single 10-minute game of AW. He dropped
like
70 kills online. I want to see how many can he drop at X Games because this is another high-pressure event. I think HUKE can be an incredibly impactful player. I'm not sold on him yet as, you know, someone that you should consider in your top 5, in your top 8, or even top 10.
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot to prove this weekend, especially to me. He's young, first major X Games. Can he live up to the hype?
I think this will more than likely be one of his most important events of the entire year, honestly, when you think of things. Maybe the MLG World Championships, depending on how that winds up getting set up for the October event. So that'll be really interesting to see is how much he can keep his composure here, and that's why a captain like Enable is so key for him.
Right.
To keep him motivated, to keep his confidence up. If HUKE starts off slow, that's very uncharacteristic for him. If he has someone like Enable there to back him up and keep him going, if he has a team that doesn't berate him like this FaZe lineup, he can then easily get back in the mindset he needs to click and continue moving forward, 4th overall in the Slayer rating. That just shows you how much power he brings to the map in slaying power. He will take you out easily in these gunfights, no matter how close or far away you are.
And there's a reason when they do Money 8s, there's a fight over who gets HUKE.
Oh, yeah.
There's also a fight over our next guy at number 3. Chino says he is my son. You guys are all welcome that I let you have him. He saved your Call of Duty careers. He said that in the pro chat yesterday to all the other teammates on Elevate. TEMP, an absolute monster so far. We don't even have a photo of him. His first LAN that we saw him, UMG.
Yeah.
Donovan Lorardo has a 1.3 KD overall, a 1.16 S&D throughout Season 2. Uplinks, not as involved as we've seen some other players, a 1.21, but that's because he's focused on slaying for his teammates to get in there. So Teach can go in for the 2-point dunk.
Chris, the highest KD in Season 2. He won our breakout player of this season. HUKE, the player right behind him, won the Rookie of Season 1. Well, now Temp is here, dominating all season long. A lot of people called him a warrior, Chris, and then he went to UMG Cali and did just as well. You got to interview him there. You really showed just how mature of a player he is. He wants to prove that hard work does pay off, and so far it has. Ridiculous stats through all of the respawn game modes with the 1.21 as well in uplink. Crazy stuff from him. You got to expect to see him step up this weekend, but Chris, when you look at this Elevate lineup, if he doesn't perform well, that's it. It really is. That's it.
I was comparing Temp to Formal straight up again. You know, I feel like you can kind of look at HUKE, you can kind of look at Temp, Formal, all these players known for their ARs. Temp, he played phenomenal at UMG. I remember him starting off a S&D 9-0.
Yeah.
Dominant. Everyone who faced him in a 1v1 battle got slaughtered.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he told me, I don't look at people like they have names. I ignore their names and just come into every battle unafraid. He's not afraid to go up with the gold medalist from last year. Whether he meets up against Clayster, whether he meets up against Proopy, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's going to win that battle fight in his mind. And even looking at the stats against Formals, he's got a higher CTF KD. He's got a higher hardpoint KD. He's also got a higher search and destroy KD. Overall, 1.3 to a 1.19. Get rid of the Optic banner behind Formal, and when you put these two players side by side, the stats don't lie. Temp, is the stronger player statistically so far in Season 2?
I think second place on his team in KD for Season 2 was Slack with a 1.08. A 0.22 difference in overall KD just shows how much weight he pulls for this team. He is always the player who is leading them in slang. He did it at UMG Cali. Man, is he going to need to do it this event more than ever? Slack is now back for this team. That's going to come in extremely crucial. Replays versus Slack in the slang department. You got to give the edge to Slack there via stats and also just overall what we've seen in games.
Right.
Can Temp play as hot as he has in Season 2 in Cali? That's the #1 question for this team.
I think he can. I talked to the man.
I do too.
He's fearless. He's confident. He's comfortable. And he's still having fun. He's so young. He just broke out. He said, you know, I went from 40th place at my previous LAN before Ontario to, you know, finishing top 4 with those guys on Elevate.
Yeah.
He's just starting to hit his groove. Is Elevate a bronze, a silver, a gold medalist team? I'm not sure yet, but Temp is going to be the man who helps them become that.
This is the funny question because Elevate is a squad. A lot of people are not counting them in their top 2 or top 3. They're thinking it's FAZE, Optic, FAZE, Denial, Optic, FAZE. Even some people are saying Envy could come out and seek this one, really depending on Saints. The Elevate team, a lot of people are doubting, you know, okay, maybe they can get third. Is that what we're going to see? Are they going to play as well as Cali? But there is a lot of people watching Temp for this event. Like, he's got more pressure on him than his team in placing.
And there was one other comment from Temp. I asked him, what's your secret to success? What would you tell younger players who want to get in a position like you? He said, honestly, it's bad to say, but whenever you feel you're the best player on your team, try and make the jump to the next level. With that comment, I'm looking at Temp.
Optic Temp.
as the #1 player to watch coming out of X Games if he's continuing to drop numbers like we have right here. Temp, an absolute monster. And really, I think he's deserving of this top 3 placing.
Oh, absolutely.
He was on no one's radar coming into Season 1. I think he got picked up as a sub midway through the season. They made the IMR be put aside because of this man and the way he played at the beginning of Season 2. He's just such a dominant force. He really has helped Elevate get as far as they have, and I really hope to see him with great success moving forward. A key player, one of the top 3 most impactful. But now we're down to our final 2, and I think everyone in the chat knows where this argument is going to go. Jack, I got to get your opinion. Are you happy with the positioning of player #2 in our top 20 list, Clayster from Denial?
Yeah, Clay, this was the big talk of the office. Who winds up taking home first between Clay and who we'll see take home first here in just a few moments. Clayster. Overall stats here, you can see the 1.15 overall KD, S&D KD 1.14, slang ratio at a 31.09 per respawn game mode, uplinks per game 0.79, hardpoint KD 1.11. Great stats across the board from Clay. He had, I think, the top KD there at 2 straight events. I think, what was it, Champs as well as the NA Regionals. Just ridiculous stuff at above a 1.3. Clay is the leader of Denial. He is the make or break deal maker for this squad. He's the vocal leader. He's everything they need. And Chris, we went back and forth for honestly hours between these 2 players for #1. And the stat lines that really come down to it, for me, comes down to the objective part of the play. Now, Denial has replays who's their pure objective player. If Clay can slay all around, then boom, they're in a great spot. But when Denial begins to struggle is if Clay can't rip everybody in half, which we have been able to see him do, but as of late, Denial's been much more shaky coming into this event. Also something to point out, when Replay struggles, Denial begins to struggle too because Clayster isn't the type of person to then go and hop in hardpoint. He just can't switch up his role of killing everyone with a bow outside of the hill. Whereas the person at #1 is a little bit more versatile in that respect.
All right, Clayster, definitely top 2 player to watch throughout X Games.
Yeah.
1 of 3 with a gold medal playing. We talked about that storyline. You know he wants nothing more than to prove to everyone who has dropped him, to everyone who has traded him in the past, that they made a mistake. He's already taught them a lesson once. That was at COD Champs when he walked away with $100,000 in his pocket, as well as the MVP trophy. It took an MVP-like performance, though, for Denial to get to that World Championship.
Exactly.
And honestly, it's not when I never think Clay's going to struggle. I know he's putting up positive numbers.
Yeah.
The question for me is, can he continue to go off at the X Games? You need to go above and beyond.
I was about to say.
Because if JCap or Attach, either of them, are slacking just the littlest bit,
they're done.
All of that pressure is now on Clayster to pick up the slack. You have replays. He's going to stay focused on the objective. If he starts focusing on the slang, Denial isn't going to work. It's just not the way this team is built.
Denial did so well with Clayster leading them with a 1.33 plus KD. Like, ridiculous stuff. Coming into this, if Denial wants any chance of placing in the medals, they need Clayster to match that performance. And from what we've seen out of Denial as of late, Clay was on a trip just prior to this weekend starting. They haven't been able to play in as many 2Ks and 5Ks. Their poor performance there at Gfinity, losing that Game 5 to Optic Nation, not playing together at UMG California. A lot of negative variables going into this event for Denial. We were talking about it before. There's been some rumors. Is Replay is going to retire after X Games?
No.
I know, but that's just what we've seen around. Is this Denial lineup going to stick together if they don't place top 3? Could this be the last time we see the Wolfpack here? Yes, they did so well at Champs, but since then, it's just gone downhill.
He's the #1 player to get poached, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And if I'm Denial, he's the #1 player I'm throwing money at first. I'm like, if the other 3 leave,
Exactly.
I feel like I could replace. But if Clayster leaves this team, maybe Temp could possibly hold his shoes, but not when it comes to leadership, not when it comes to in-booth hype.
Yeah.
Clay has so much more than just the numbers. This is a man with so much success in his recent history. Black Ops 2, he caught fire. Ghost, he was dominant. A member of a dynasty there with Complexity for a while before winning the X Games gold with Optic Gaming. And as he watched his former teammates go home with bronze, Clay's got points to prove still. He's a happy-go-lucky guy now. I feel like the pressure is off of him after COD Champs, but I still hope he comes in with that intensity, with that fire to go for another run at the X Games.
Absolutely. Now, Chris, question for you. Do you want to watch this? Do you want to watch our clip, or you want to go right into #1?
Hell yeah, we're going to watch this, guys. If you don't know who Clayster is, this is the man to keep an eye on anytime you watch Denial on the main stage.
Ben, you're here.
No, 100%.
Hardwired, though, that is something definitely to note here, Ben. Why is he rocking the hardwired perk?
You know, Hardwire is going to stop stuns having as big of an effect. Obviously, stuns on this game, very, very powerful, and it's very important for a player like Clay. You know, he's going to be trying to anchor those spawns down. You can expect players from TR to be trying to stun him, so using Hardwire is going to help him out.
Welcome to all of the casual viewers joining us here in eSports, but now we're going to turn on the hardcore casting mode, taking it to Clayster, Ben. Walk me through.
Oh, he gets his 3-piece.
We see 30 seconds left on the center hard point. Where's Clay going next?
You know, Clay right now just wants to slay. You don't want your bow play to be anywhere near that hard point at this point. And finally, a little bit of support does come in. He has Jacob in there. And the more kills Clayster can pick up around the outside of this hill, the less pressure Jacob's going to have in it. But now, ultimately, with 16 seconds left, he was forced to try and push in. Had the ASM-1 in his back pocket as well, which he picked up with a dead body, so he could afford to make that move.
Denial's getting outslayed right now. Attach, he's sitting at +2, just +1 for Clayster. Clayster, though, starting to heat up. We talked about they need to stop him early on. They did, but Attach was really making up for that lack of kills. And now you see Attach showing off why he is considered one of the best young gamers in Call of Duty eSports. Finally take it down, but he is definitely leading the team in slaying right now, leading all players, tied with Remy at 25.
And that was a perfect example of how important movement is in Call of Duty eSports. You see, you know, Attach just kind of dash through. Previously, it's just, oh, you know, players with amazing gun skill. Now you're seeing players who just managed to perfect the movement in the game.
And Replays and Denial will hold on to the last few seconds here. It looks like actually 30 seconds left. Big kills going down outside. It's Clayster and Attach, the duo taking over the middle lane. And you're going to see Clayster charge in. Nagafin's going to get thumped there with the left arm, and here comes Clay behind 2 more players. I love the rotation here. Denial putting pressure on their opponents from all different directions.
Oh, nice play from Clay. Doesn't want to give up any scrap time, and that's big, because that now will push Denial just over that 190-point mark. So they're going to have a big, big lead going over towards the garage hard point. If Replays can stay alive here, play for his life a little bit, potentially pick up 1, maybe 2 gunfights. This is massive play from Denial. Replays, can he get the 3? No, he can't. Aqua shuts him down, but Attach in a perfect position to trade. Clayster jumps through the window, and Denial in full control of Detroit Hardpoint.
And I think that was a perfect display of what Replays brings to this game. He doesn't get the most kills on the team, but as you said earlier, he gets the intro kills to Hills. He gets the important ones that allow his teammates to flood in behind him. Clayster continuing to play so sneaky.
Smart.
He wants this ring so bad.
He's on a 10-kill streak, Chris.
And he is
in the grand final.
over.
At 11, he's about to hit 40 kills. Still 2 minutes to go. Oh, if he'd have killed him, I would have just dropped the mic and walked out.
Denial averaging a 95-point advantage in all hard points throughout this tournament against their opponents. Here, they are winning by over 115 and counting. Denial is 20 points away from putting this one away.
And more importantly, look at the rotation towards that next hard point. Denial rotated a little early as well as picking up that scrap time, and they could actually end it here on this next hard point. It's contested. I believe Remy has won that gunfight. 31 and 31 performance from him. You know, he's shone for TR, but you know, realistically, in hindsight, when TR look at this, they're not expected to win the hardpoint against a team like Denial. So this isn't too shocking. You would expect a team as Slay heavy. You know, when you have Clayster on a team who is just going to ultimately disrespect players just like that and manage to stay alive. I mean, it's so hard to outslay a team like this.
Clay is looking incredible. Replays with the 3-piece in your kill feed. Attach, charging out, putting pressure on the spawns. A 3-piece for Attach now, looking for 4, and that is going to do it. 250 to 123. Phenomenal job by the Slayers to keep the pressure off of the objective. Denial.
That was Clayster and his double-digit spree, finishing above 40 kills.
Nuts.
There as they double up their opponent's score in hardpoint. That was a World Championship.
Yeah, in the grand finals.
Not a big match.
No, not at all. I mean, he just made it look so easy, swapping between the BAL and the ASM-1. That's really what makes the players the best for me. If you can do that between either weapon and continue your streak like that and know exactly how to position yourself at any given time, know where the players are pushing from. Clayster just put on a show that game. He started off pretty slow. He was like 18 and 18. Side number 2 just absolutely went off.
All right, so let's recap it all the way from 20 down to 1. Do you have the old papers? I got 10.
I got
10
right
to 1.
here. So we had, at number 20, Chino from Rise Nation. Number 19, JCap from Denial. Number 18, TP from Envy. Number 17, Jerd from TCM. 16, Karma from Optic Gaming. 15, Parasite from Team Caliber. 14, Attach from Denial. 13, TJ Halley from Elevate. 12th, Proofy from Team Envy. 11th, Slacked from Elevate. 10th, Enable from FAZE.
Oh, yeah.
9th, Crimsix from Optic Gaming. 8th, Mad Cat from TCM. 7th, Slasher from FaZe. 6th, Saints from Team Envy. 5th, Formal from Optic Gaming. 4th, HUKE from FaZe Clan. 3rd, Temp from Elevate. 2nd, Clayster from Denial. And Chris, who's the number 1 player?
Number 1, you guys already know it in the chat. It is Scump from Optic Gaming, the king, earning MVP honors for his performance during the regular season. It didn't matter what host he was playing on. Scump was an absolute monster, almost 33 kills on average per 10 minutes of respawn, a 1.16 in SND, a 1.22 overall KD. Got in there in the mix there on CTF as well as Uplink, but his hardpoint game is one of my favorites to watch. The pressure Scump puts on his opponents is simply overwhelming. This man is constantly in your face, pushing you back, taking your focus off of the objective, and putting you back on respawn.
Chris, he plays with Crimsix, Formal, and Karma, and he had a better stat line in every single category that we looked at over Clayster. Ridiculous numbers from Season 2. He's going into this event winning the Season 2 MVP, a ton of pressure on him, but he continues to perform. He continues to be at the top of consistency throughout the entire year of AW. Expect to see him do massive things for Optic Gaming. No one can match the pressure he puts on, while not only putting on pressure, but getting kills and picking up 2 or 3 pieces that you honestly shouldn't be able to get. It's his snapshot lock-on that he has. Scump, undeniably deserves to be top 2. Obviously, the argument between him and Clayster is more than there. But for this Optic Gaming team, for the numbers he puts down, for the leadership he can bring, Scump taking number 1.
Scump stole Jerd's nickname. He is the official king when it comes to Call of Duty, guys. There's no doubt about it. He is the number 1 player to watch coming in to the X Games, in my opinion. Look out for the Jinja Ninja and the rest of Optic Gaming. He's already got 1 gold medal. Can he win his second and become the only player wearing an Optic jersey to take 2 golds? He's going to be competing against, of course, his former teammates Proofy over on Envy, Clayster, who we just talked about on Denial. Scump's the man. He's always entertaining to watch, and he definitely was in this one, guys. It's from the winners bracket finals of Season 1, another season which he won MVP honors. This is Game 1 from that match, Detroit Hardpoint.
Kill backfire is going to be rotating through, finds a second, and we're going to see now Formal trying to push up through the school door, is not going to be able to get there. Goonjar is locking down this mid street. He falls. Nade shot is in, and Scump has broken through as well.
It's like Optic Gaming have just flicked to switch at this point and managing to control those spawns, dictate the pace of the game. That's the key. Crimsix locking down a lot of kills in quick succession has brought him almost even. He was quad neg, and now 3 kills away from that 1 KD.
Fantastic stuff in the last 2 minutes here from Optic. They make it a 7-point game, but TK with that kill will be able to lock it down and pick up a few more points. As I say it, the 2-piece coming in. Formal adding to the kill feed as well. He's on a 2 streak of his own. Not going to be able to hold it for long. Nade shot in as this hill has been highly contested.
Yep, this whole first rotation has been a little bit hectic. You've seen at times TK have complete control, and Optic Gaming is, as I said, just kind of switching on the beast mode. As Scump actually on a 4 streak, make that a 5 streak as he kills out 3 players from Team Caliber on that last hill. 4 seconds left. Optic Gaming going into the second set of rotations in the lead.
Optic Gaming's first lead of the game, it feels like, and we are going to see how long can they hold it. Will TK be able to answer back? They're setting up for the next hard point. It's going to be here in the mid, and we're going to see who is going to get early control. It is Optic. Scump slaying out 7 streak, going for those double digits.
TK needs to just recompose themselves here because they've just allowed Seth to take over this game, and that's what he can do. He is just such an explosive player. Finally, he falls. Now, that's a good sign for TK, but they need to lock down this mid-hard point.
Before that streak, he was negative, so Scump really going off, gives his team a nice advantage. Team Caliber still fighting for control of the middle. Who are you looking at from TK to heat up once again? Because it seems that all 4 players kind of taken off the gas pedal.
Has to be Looney. Looney, 21 of 16, but he was making some key kills. May have not necessarily been, you know, like 4 or 5 pieces, but the kills he was getting was so crucial for TK to have the lead. Whereas now, you see Goonjar actually on this mid-hill, tries to turn around and find the second, but he's going to fall. And Optic Gaming are just starting to pull away. And if TK don't compose themselves going into this green hill, which in actual fact, they haven't managed to out-rotate Crimsix. Crimsix could be a big problem there, but Looney does kill him. 1 more play from Optic Gaming in the back. That's going to be Formal. He's already picked up 1, and if Scump pinces this hard point, Optic Gaming going to get complete control.
Formal's going to push into the hard point. Didn't see the opponent slip past him, though. That sharp playing so smart here in the green hall. Their opponents, though, you're going to see Crim6 from Optic Gaming holding down the RVs, and he is going to be in the back as Formal is going to push in to help out as well. Optic now with a 30-point advantage down to the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds here on Detroit.
Again, Optic Gaming completely taking control, winning those key gunfights, giving the team the spawns that they need, and Formal's just going to sit on this hill. Doesn't even need to peek out. No one from TK realistically is going to be in a position to charge that, and this is a huge 25 seconds left. TK know they can't give it up. This is a big 1v1 actually on the hill. Formal's going to win it. That was against Theory, and Optic Gaming looking set to pick up map number 1.
Optic has such powerful control outside of the hard point. You see TK just giving up. They're going to feed another 10 points to Optic, who will be at about 178 to 110, a 62-point advantage here going into the last 3 minutes. But now it's going to come down to Sharp. Can he hold the ramp? No. First kill going straight to Scump. Now Looney tries to answer back. Gets one. Didn't take any fire. Going to pick up a second. That's Theory actually doing the damage. Looney was behind him. Nice teamwork here from the TK squad to lock down Garage for now.
If TK can do what Optic Gaming did to them in that first side of rotation, which is exactly what Theory's doing. Theory's starting to heat up a little bit here with a 4-kill streak. May need to actually track back because there's going to be 2 more players from Optic Gaming. There's the first second. It's going to be right on the ramp. Theory trying to go big. In fact, is going to get control. Looney with the help. And as I said, if TK can do what Optic Gaming did in the first side of rotations, they will come back into this game going into the last.
Look at Goon. Goon with the triple.
Oh, the assist comes in, but still big plays coming out from Team Caliber. The rotation for this next hard point, no Puckett, is the most important rotation in the game right now for TK.
And no one is rotating. Everyone's still trying to hold on to this Garage for the final 14 points. Nice 2-piece for Goon again. That is going to actually make it a lot easier now for Team Caliber to rotate. You're going to see Sharp continue to apply pressure to that bottom ramp. Meanwhile, it's Theory inside the new HP. And we're going to see, can Sharp continue to anchor? He's actually going to push up and try and play up close and personal here on the hill. All the pressure coming through the alley, and it's going to be Looney to watch the window.
1 more play from Optic Gaming, trying to push through that doorway. And Looney's actually going to go for a challenge. Very overzealous, but Sharp is there to trade that kill. He falls from behind, and TK have just thrown that one away.
Yeah, look how far out. You saw Gunjar spawning. Theory, he is going to try and break in now as well, but that was a huge missed opportunity. TK just getting a little bit too aggressive. When they didn't see Optic, they went hunting, and they were punished.
The key was Formal actually sneaking in from behind through the window. Looney is going to try and push through, but with 1 minute 17, you could see the potential of a comeback in that game, but Formal playing just too smart, too intelligent, catches TK from behind with the pants down, and Optic Gaming should pick up the game 1.
All right, so Optic Gaming basically going to lock this one up with 1 minute and 15 still to go. I'm going to watch Scump as long as I possibly can. He's at 44 and 31. How many kills can this man finish
Think
with?
how he turned this game around. He was so slow for the first 2 minutes, nearly 3 minutes, and finishing 44 and 32 is unbelievable. When you needed Scump to step up, he did just that.
Definitely that spree. BenQ best play material if you ask me. We'll see how many kills he's going to finish with. Krim trying to go for his 30 bomb. 27 and 31.
Scump could drop 50 kills. Can you go back on with Scump? Because
yeah, okay.
I just want to see how many kills he's going to finally finish with. In fact, he actually falls back alley. He's still, what, 27 seconds left
He
in
likes
this
to
game.
get the kills when we don't watch him back.
He does, yeah. Maybe he's a bit camera shy. That might be the one.
3 guys inside the hard point. Scump doesn't care. He'll challenge all of them. Pre-firing, 2 players jumping out. He will get cut down. Theory, pretty impressive performance from him. Same thing with Gunjar. Really excited to see TK, though, coming out aggressive against Optic. They're fearless here in this matchup. Nothing to lose. And really, if you looked at just the first 5 minutes, you would say they had total control of that game.
They did, without a doubt. But Optic Gaming just turned up. They flicked a switch, and they managed to just...
That was a perfect example of how dominant Scump can be. When he struggles, they are losing. When he starts getting a bit of momentum, they come right back. They take the lead around halfway point, and then Scump just dominates to the finish line.
Ridiculous stuff there, finishing out just shy of 50 kills, showing the slaying power of Scump, and really the reason why he earned your #1 most impactful player heading into the X Games. Now, Chris, I got a challenge for everyone watching. You just saw a lot of your favorite X Games players that are going to be going out there. Be sure to download the X Games app, vote for your favorite players, give them a like. The X Games Austin app, I think you can find that on iOS and Android. Be sure to take a look for it.
It's on the internet.
Support it, show that video games are here to stay, and that we deserve to be on the biggest platform.
I think that was one of the most shocking things for the other athletes last year. We're like,
oh, God.
who the hell are all these gamers in the top
10,000
40?
likes, yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll see them at the top once again. But I also want to know, what is your guys' list? Just send me the abbreviated list, your top 5. Who do you have as the most impactful players, 1 through 5? Do you have Scump at #1? Do you have Clayster at #1? Is it someone else? Temp?
Yeah.
I think I could argue for Temp to be #1 in my book, despite the online host. But I want to hear your opinions. Tweet at Jack, tweet at myself. Let us know your thoughts, and of course, tweet at MLG for a chance to be retweeted. Finally, I do want to say one more storyline before we close the show. You saw in that final clip, who is Optic Gaming playing the Winners Bracket Finals of Season 1? It's the same squad that always comes in as the underdog. They always just squeak in at the very bottom. It's TK. TK went on that ridiculous run, made sure that we weren't going to see EG in the grand finals.
Yeah.
They ended up playing Optic Gaming for gold, finished with silvers. Will TK be able to finish in the medals once again?
It's looking a little tough.
It always is. Always is. Sharp, I got your back, man.
Yeah. One final point, too. Again, we mentioned it earlier, tomorrow. If you missed the bracket show,
yes,
be sure to tune in 5 p.m. Eastern time right here at mlg.tv/ESR.
Maven's predictions are ridiculous.
They're hysterical. So be sure to tune in, hear his excuses for why he even picked half of those. Get in your own bracket. Be sure to tweet it at us. Tweet it at anyone, honestly. Get your friends involved. The X Games starts Friday, and I cannot wait.
Yes, sir. Jack, great show today. Thank you for you and Max for doing the heavy lifting. Big shout out. This whole show was run by our interns. We had Chandler and Ethan in the back helping get everything ready. Max Malo and, of course, Jack putting it all together. That is it for the ESR this week. We'll be back with Monday coverage. That's right. Jack is hanging back here in New York. He's going to be hosting the Monday show with Max, covering all the best games you might have been sleeping through. And, of course, we'll come back Tuesday, the full breakdown of everything Austin, as well as some special programming for the full week when we return. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll see you tomorrow for the replay of the bracket show, 5 p.m. right here on mlg.tv/ESR.